What's up, guys? Welcome to the Tristcast. Before we get into this week's episode, I invite you to follow the Tristcast and leave a rating. Peace. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Tristcast. I am your host, Tristonderieux, and I invite you to sit back, relax, catch a vibe, and enjoy the show. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Before we get into this week's episode, I just want to say thank you all for your love and support. And if you have any suggestions whatsoever that you would like to hear on next week's episode, please leave a comment with that suggestion and maybe it'll be on next week's episode. All right, guys, peace out. I'll see you in today's episode. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to today's episode of the Tristcast. Today is a great day to continue moving forward on our goals and our dreams and not letting down, not holding ourselves back, and not allowing any sort of discouragement come in and take us off our path. As I've done before, and as I want to continue, just want to say how grateful I am to be alive and how grateful I am that we get to experience life and everything it has to offer. Starting our day on gratitude allows us to not pay attention to the negativity around us, but use it as a fuel to keep us going, because it is so important for when things like discouragement and negativity, pessimism try to come in, take us off our path, or put doubt in our mind. It's better to use that to our advantage rather than allowing it to take us down. Pessimism, negativity, and the perception that our dreams and our goals aren't realistic to people around us or, environments that we may be in. That's why it is important to remember that we have the capability of uplifting ourselves, encouraging ourselves, and each other. No matter what may be going on, no matter if we are causing the doubt or allowing the doubt to take us off, or if there are people around us that are doing it. I cannot express how important it is to be able to have the belief in yourself. Because there are going to be people in our lives around us that will not be able to understand our vision. So that is why it is important that we have the vision for ourselves in our mind. We have an optimistic mentality. No matter if something comes into play that switches us up, we don't understand what's happening, or we feel like we're slowed down, as we've spoken before. Being slowed down, or how we may feel as if we're being slowed down, can often be a way to help us take a step back and look at it from a different perspective, or even use it to our advantage. I cannot stress it enough. That's what I actually mean to say. I cannot stress it enough how impactful it can be on us when we do not, as I've talked about, make boundaries. One of my favorite boundaries that I've placed for myself as of lately is to those who have an opinion on what I'm doing with my life and how I am choosing to go towards my goals. If a person does not have something positive to say or something constructive to say, then I really don't want to hear it, and I could care less what it is that they have to say. Because there are people who will not see the way we see things. There will be people who will never be able to comprehend what it is that we want for our lives and what we are willing to put in to get there and achieve it. There will be people who will look at your goals and tell you it's not realistic. There will be people who look at you and say, you should just go and get a real job. Remember what you're working for. There will be people who are going to try to discourage you because they could not do it themselves. And they can't comprehend the idea that you are following your heart. There are people before us that are going to continue to make reoccurring cycles continue. They're going to try to push it onto you. They're going to try to get you in the same mentality as them because they believe they are right. And it is our job to have the confidence, and it is our job to have the resilience to fight through that. There will not always be people who see eye to eye on how we think and how we live and what it is we want to do. And that's why it's important to just look at what they're trying to do and just keep on walking. Keep on walking to the beat of your own drum. You do not have to follow anyone else's music. Follow your heart and trust your gut, because you truly know within you what it is that you want and what you are willing to work for. And as long as you don't give up on yourself, discouragement can either cause you to fall into it and believe in it and believe in the doubt that you can't make it, or you can use discouragement as fuel to prove to yourself that you can do it, no matter if people understand, comprehend, no matter what the hell it is. You have the capability to prove it to yourself that you can do it. I love the idea that we will constantly have to endure adversity. And it's an incredible phrase that I thought of today. The perpetual adversity we will face to get to where we want to be. It's going to be a war zone. It's going to be people who love you, support you, and going to be by your side. But there will always be the side of people who are just going to doubt that you have any of the opportunity in you to do it. That's why it is so important to build it within you and understand that not everyone is going to believe in you. That's why it is important that you believe in yourself and you believe that everything you are doing, everything you are working for is to get where you want to be. I have a lot written down because this is a incredible topic to talk about. And people really have to endure this kind of stuff constantly, because there's not just positive, optimistic people around us. There are people that grew up in a way, or there are people that did not follow their own hearts. There's this incredible thought process that came into my mind today. All the people before me that are reliving and just continuing cycles that take them into a direction that doesn't lead to their pure happiness, because they are in that mindset. That's all they know. And they just want to push that projection on to other people. And that's why it is important that you remember that everything that has led up to this moment has happened because it's meant to. All those people in your life who are reliving cycles, who aren't capable of just stopping them and choosing to do the impactful thing, and that is work on themselves to become better human beings and to actually follow what makes their heart happy. What we need to remember is we are working so that we do not end up like that. We have a better vision for our lives because we don't want to end up like that. One of my favorite mantras I've been really keeping to myself lately. No matter if someone agrees with it or not, I deserve to be the first multimillionaire in my family. I deserve to make my dreams come true. I deserve to put myself first so then I can be where I want to be. All of us deserve that. It just matters on if you're ready for it or not. There's a great question. Are you afraid of failure or are you afraid of success? Which one are you afraid of? Because there's no reason to be afraid of failure, because there's going to be times in our lives when we get knocked down, but all that matters is we continue to get back up, keep fighting for what it is we want, and we do not let up on that energy. And if you cannot tell already, today's episode is filled with that passion, filled with that ambition, that drive. Because no matter if someone agrees with the vision I have in my mind or not, I believe in it. And it can seem like complete, certifiable, insanity. But I don't care if that's how people see it, because I believe in the vision I have in my mind so much that everything I'm working toward right now is going to make it come true. And that is on manifestation. That is on the drive and ambition I have in my own heart, in my mind, and my soul. Because I'm not going to let up, no matter if someone agrees or not. And that's why it's very important to have uplifting affirmations or uplifting information going into your life. Because there's going to be negativity that tries to come in, stop you, get you off track. But the only person that can keep you on track, the only person who can truly keep you going is you. And remembering that you can change your mindset at any point, but it is the consistency of staying true to it, not allowing the doubt to come in. And over the course of the journey that I've had, there's times where I will get into doubt. There are times where I allow the negativity to stop me, but not anymore. I will only use it as fuel to keep going. And I highly recommend that we all join in this collective mindset that we have everything we need, and we have the correct people and the amazing people we need by our sides that will support us through it the entire way. There's going to be so many things that are going to try to take us off. But one of my favorite things I was able to write down today is it is our duty to ourselves to keep pressing forward for our dreams and goals, despite the pessimism and disrespect we will endure. There are so many types of adversity that we face. There is abuse, there is negativity, there is so on. I can name thousands of things. But adversity in itself is going to play a role in our lives to see how much we're going to endure until we either give in and give up, or until we reach a certain level where we are confident within ourselves and we are passionate about ourselves. Because in my opinion, it never ends until we finally reach that point. And no matter what that point is to you, as long as you make it, as long as you are happy with where you are and where you're headed, the sky is the limit. And no matter how things may seem, we cannot allow anything to deter us from achieving our goals. And having that positive, optimistic mentality makes anything in our lives possible. It makes anything achievable because we have that belief in ourselves. It is amazing to have the support and belief of others there for us to encourage us, inspire us, and motivate us. But if we don't have it within ourselves, there's going to be a point where we have a downfall. And that is why it is important to not rely only on the words and encouragement of others, but what you can definitely count on is that here at the Tristcast, we are a community of individuals who will uplift one another, push one another to continue to fight for what we want in our life. No matter what it is, no matter if we disagree, no matter if we agree, no matter what it may be. But here, we want to motivate one another to achieve our goals. As long as it is, as long as at the base of our values is remaining kind, loving, and compassionate to one another, the sky is the limit for us in achieving what it is we want. I have a lot written down. And one thing I definitely want to say is, even if your family doesn't believe in you, use that as a means to put that belief in yourself. Because, as we all may know, we can always rely on our own blood to count on us, to be there for us, but that will not always be the case. For me, some of my closest family isn't even blood. It's more people who I've came across in my life who know me deeper than a lot of other people close to me. And that means so much to me. Don't always rely on the people that you grew up with or who you know on a level that because it's just your family. Remember that even people in your family may not even agree with your vision. They may not even support what it is that you want. They're going to think that what they believe for you is much better compared to what you may think for your own life. Continue to trust your gut. Continue to follow your heart, because that is so very important. If you can have that belief in yourself, nothing can shake you. I saw an incredible affirmation today, and it still hasn't even gone into iCloud, which is crazy, but it is incredible because what it comes out to be is, as long as you have the belief in yourself, nothing in the external world can shake you off of what it is that you want for your life. That's the paraphrase of the affirmation I saw today. And I think it's beautiful because so much can come into our lives and try to throw us off. But if we already have that confidence in ourselves and what it is we're working for, nothing can stop us. Nothing. Because we already believe in ourselves to the point that even the slightest bit of disrespect, negativity, pessimism, no matter how much someone may not even be able to comprehend what it is you want, they're going to call you insane. But if you really look at it, most of the people that have made it to where they wanted to be have at least once or twice been told that they are insane for it. So that's why you shouldn't even worry about the excess of what someone's trying to throw onto your life. As long as you have the belief in yourself, there's going to be times where you need advice, and there will be times where you have to take a step back, and that is important, because having that point where we can really look at it from a different perspective, that will allow us to continue to grow in a much positive way, because it is just as important to listen to, as I said, positive or constructive criticism. Positive words, constructive criticism can go a long way. Whether then it's someone who's just looking at you saying, you need to get real, go get a real job, what you're doing is not realistic. Or someone telling you, I don't want to keep seeing you make big mistakes. You're not making a mistake by following your heart and trusting your gut. You're not making a mistake if you're following what you truly know within you is what it is that you want to do and what your purpose is. No one can decide your life for you except you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to allow the opinions that aren't even constructive to fuel which direction you're going to go into? Or are you going to use that as fuel to believe in yourself and to prove to yourself that you have the capability of making it come true? When I think of adversity, and when I think about what it is that I dream for my life and what my goals are, I don't think about the disrespect I received from individuals who didn't even put in the time or didn't even care enough about what it is they wanted for their own lives. I thought about this today as to go on with that topic of thinking about the people who come before us, who continue to repeat cycles. If people in my family made decisions. What's up, guys? Wanted to take a quick moment and invite you to leave a comment on today's episode. Tell me something about yourself or tell me something about today's episode that you enjoyed. Peace. Based on what was truly in their heart, I probably wouldn't even be here today. And I've had these conversations with these people. But I am here. And one of the biggest things I have figured out for my life is I'm going to be, if not the first, I'm going to be another individual in this family that chose to put what they wanted for their life first and did not give up on it. I'm going to be the one who shows everyone that you can put what you desire for your life first, and you can put in that energy for where you want to go. As you can tell, it is like today is a great day to not allow the negativity to flow into our life. You know, there's going to be things that are going to try to throw us off. There's going to be things that are going to slow us down. And as I've said before, those moments where you feel slowed down, it's a good feeling, because then you don't want to make a mistake or say something or do something that's ultimately going to impact you in a negative way. Today, how I started, it started out with, lots of different feelings. And there was part of me that was rushing. There was part of me that wasn't taking my time. And I kept on saying to myself, I just gotta release that. And I kept on saying that. And it really helped me get back into my groove. Now, I'm not saying I didn't lose my groove, but I can definitely say I got those speed wobbles. I definitely got wobbly. I was moving too fast. And I was allowing my emotions to cloud my judgment. And it's very important that we don't do that. Because when we are too quick to react, or if we are too quick in responding in a, ill way, it can lead to, things that we really don't want. And I've talked about this before. We have the control on what we do, how we respond, how we react to things. And if we are not careful, which we won't always be, but if we are not proactive in trying to be, it can bring damage. And that's not what we want. What we want is to be able to uplift one another, even if there are people around us. There is an incredible boundary I've made, which is, I think I've already said it, but once again, cannot stress this enough. If you don't have something positive to say or something constructive to say, don't allow anyone don't give anyone that is trying to bring you anything negative or pessimistic, don't give them that light. Don't give them that option. Don't give them that access. Because what they're doing is just projecting what they weren't able to do with their own lives onto you, and because they are not capable of comprehending what you have within you and what it is you want. They're just going to try to shut it down, and they're going to do what they can to cause this cycle to repeat. Do you want to live a life that you are proud of, that you feel complete love with, if that makes sense? Makes sense to me. I'm in love with my life. I'm in love with me. I love myself and I love where I'm going. I love who I am becoming. And because of that, no one can throw me off. I am unshakable. And having this strength and having this resilience and confidence within myself will only take me to where I want to go. And that's why I want to express how it is important for each of us to have the same. I'm not even trying to repeat myself. It's just things are going to come in our life to throw us off balance. But when we get to a point where we are strong enough and strongly will-minded, nothing has the ability, nothing has the access at all. Because we no longer accept anything other than what we deserve. And having that boundary and closing off people that only try to negatively impact our peace. Protect your peace. Protect what it is you're fighting for and what you're working for. People aren't always going to understand it. People aren't always going to agree with you. But as long as you believe in yourself, as I said, you're going to be fine. One thing that threw me off this morning, threw me off my day, I was looking at bills. I was looking at things I was going to have to pay for, and I was thinking about my plans that I have for my future. And I started to get into this whole thing where, oh, maybe I won't have enough money. Oh, maybe I won't do this. Money is another way or another kind of adversity we go through. It can either discourage us or we can continue to work and do what we need to protect ourselves. And what I mean by that is this. We can either continue to make irresponsible decisions with money and our financial situations and use it on things that we don't need, or we can think about our futures and place that money in places where we will protect ourselves and have something to rely on or to have our backs in the future in case we do not have a means. And I used to be a person who didn't always take care of that, who didn't think about those kind of things. But I love who I became because I think about my future. I think about future me and how they may really, really appreciate it in the future. And when it comes to making our goals and when it comes to working towards what it is we want, having that discipline and being strongly will-minded, it's only going to benefit us even more. But the main importance is not allowing it to discourage you or bring you back to a point where you don't have that belief in yourself, where you don't have the belief that you can still make it. How I see it is money is a tool, and it depends on how much control you give it, how much you put in idle or how much you idle it. If you think about money as just a means of getting things and constantly consume as it is portrayed out there in the external world all the time, in taking it as the tool that it is, this is a tool for me to get where I want to be. It is my responsibility on how I use this tool. Not always are we going to see eye to eye on that, and that's okay. That's up for discussion, and I love to have a discussion about it. But like having people around us that discourage us, money will only do the same thing. So as long as we continue to fight and to keep moving forward, no matter how it may seem at this current moment, just because at this current moment it doesn't seem possible, doesn't mean that in the next week, in the next month, in the next 6 months to a year, you're going to be in a place where you will have more, or you will have put yourself in positions where it can lead you to accrue more, or to gain a closer point where you will be even closer to achieving your goals. It's just pure energy right now. Like, it's passion. It's like I cannot express how energetic I am right now, because the way that today went on, it was like pure belief. The mantra I kept on repeating myself: I will not be deterred. I will not be deterred. No matter if someone disagrees with me, no matter if someone sees what I'm doing and says it's not realistic, I don't give a shit. I don't. What I care about is the fact that I have believed in myself up until this point, and during this journey, it has only gotten stronger. My belief in myself, my belief in how motivated I am. One of my favorite mantras right now is I am extremely motivated, and oh my gosh, I can't remember. That's how fast my brain is going. But just know that we are extremely motivated and we will not stop until we achieve our goals. And I don't care if you don't agree. I don't care if I don't care if someone may not even understand or comprehend what it is I'm doing or what it is I want for my life. I just know that I'm busting my ass for it, and I know the people in this community are doing the same thing. And that's what matters. That is what matters. We are not allowing discouragement. We're not allowing disrespect. We're not allowing what may seem how things are going to stop us from continuing to press forward. It starts within us. It starts with our mindset. It is believing instead of believing that things aren't going to work out in our favor. I used to see this so much when I was going through one of the hardest moments of my life. I kept on seeing, instead of questioning or instead of thinking, oh, it's just not going to work out, how is this going to work out, just changing it up and saying, instead of believing that it can't work out, think about all the ways that it can. And when I first saw that, and when I saw that way, it was seeing life, because I got to points where I was pessimistic. And I've always been that person where I do not like being in that way. I always see myself as an uplifting, encouraging, optimistic individual, because that is what pushes, that is what motivates, that's what gets us in a groove that can't shake us. We have that constant optimism going on in our mind, where we are constantly building, creating, and gaining strength within ourselves. It's unfathomable how it can take us from the lowest point to the highest point we've ever been. So if you have anyone around you that doesn't believe in you, I can already tell you right now, if you're in this community with me, and if you haven't even entered this community yet, for those who are just now coming in, you have everything within your power to create what you want to create. You have everything within you to build what it is you want to build, and you have everything within you to achieve your goals. It all starts within you and how much you believe in your own self. Because there's so much in the world that's going to try to knock us down. And there are so many things in the world that don't believe in us like we do. And that's why it's important that we cannot rely only on those around us as a means to protect us forward or to believe in us. Because if you don't have the belief in you, you're not going to make it. You need that within yourself, and you need to build upon that to the point where anyone who tries to shake you only shakes themselves up, because they're the ones getting pissed off that you're not listening and that you're choosing to still believe. Like I said, it can make people believe that you are certifiably insane. You are delusional. Allow them to think what they want to think. People and haters are going to think whatever the hell they want to. So if you just continue to have that positive mindset in your own mind, it's only going to piss them off that they didn't do it themselves. So then you end up becoming the mentor or the person who ends up motivating others or inspiring others, because there's people that didn't do it themselves. They're so mad when they watch you make all your dreams come true. They're pissed off that they didn't, because they didn't believe in themselves enough. But you do, and you did. And this kind of stuff, as said in past and previous episodes, take baby steps, continue to make, even if it's 1% every day, that is a consistent growth that is not inconsistent. That is consistent growth, and that is you staying consistent in building upon yourself. No matter if how it looks at this very moment, if it seems like it's not going the way you want, most of the time it is. But because we're so deep in our heads already, it just doesn't look possible. That's why it is very important for us to build upon our mind in a way that we're strongly will-minded. We are in control of the things going on in our mind, and remember that how our mind looks inside is how our reality looks outside. That's why it is so important to really gain control of the thoughts in your mind, what you are thinking, what you are believing. If you believe in yourself, there's no way in hell you won't make it. So I challenge you to continue to face all odds and to push forward no matter if you are around people who don't understand or not. You believe in yourself, you want it yourself, and you're not going to give up. I'm not giving up. And what feels great is I am surrounded by individuals who aren't giving up on themselves either. And that's why this community of people who are all about uplifting one another and seeing each other grow in positive ways, that's why it's so important. Let's see if I have anything else written up. No, you guys got most of the stuff that I wrote down. It was just very, it was just today has the opportunity to form us even stronger. If you understand what I mean by that, then awesome. But if you don't, what I mean by that is there is an energy within us. And if we aren't taking consistent steps to have the confidence within ourselves or the discipline in us to be able to say no when we need to say no, or to make the boundaries that we need, even if it closes people off from you. And even if those people may be your family, it's not always going to be easy. But nothing easy is ever appreciated as much as something that you have to work hard for and endure for. And it's just a proven fact. Look at all the countless people that have made great change in this world because they did the hard things. They did the hard part. They endured the negativity and pessimism and the bullshit that other people were trying to place on them. This isn't a space for that. This is a space for you to continue to work for what it is you want. You have the capability of making your dreams come true, and that's what this is for. This is what this generative, manifestative, this is what this energy is for. To project out a positive frequency, a vibration that you know within you can use to your advantage. Every ounce of disrespect that someone tries to throw onto your goals and dreams can be used, instead of falling into it and allowing doubt to come in, can be used to pushing you forward. And that's what I want for everyone, to believe in themselves to the point that no one can shake them, that they can be happy without anyone trying to say anything otherwise to them and trying to throw them off. You can't be shaken. Find that power within you. You are a spiritual being experiencing a human life, a human experience. And when you figure out that power within you, and you figure out that once you have that positive and optimistic mind, that anything that others may view as impossible is 100% possible within your grasp. It's all about how much passion and work you're willing to put in for it. I want to see everyone achieve their goals and dreams. And if there's anyone in your life that is trying to throw you off or make you think that you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, I highly recommend you go and listen to Tyler the Creator's deluxe album of Call Me When You Get Lost and just listen to Sorry Not Sorry. That song has become my anthem as of lately because it is the perfect understanding between chasing your dreams, because that is so important. Chase your dreams and do not allow what others think about what you're doing. Do not allow what others have to say about what you're doing. Whether or not it, have that belief in yourself. Be able to push aside what others may not find understandable and continue to press forward for what it is you want. I may have talked so fast that it was so difficult to stay on board, but at the same time, this is the energy that we need. And I know I'm speaking clearly for everyone here that whatever it is you may be going through, whatever kind of adversity it is, we can either allow it to make us bitter, it can either allow it to stop us in our tracks and stop us from going even further in our goals, or we can use it as fuel. It is the perpetual adversity we face in our daily lives, and it is our own strength and resilience and our own mentality that can push us to the great lengths that we want to go. Whether or not there are people who are going to appreciate it, understand it, care about it, whatever the hell it may be, because everyone who doesn't believe in their own selves are going to use their time to bring down other people. And that's not welcome here. And we all know that. What's welcome here is constructive criticism and positive feedback. Because if you are able to take constructive criticism, if you're able to take criticism well, you understand that it only allows you to grow as a human being. And when someone has something positive to say, that's even more encouragement. And that gives you a reminder of what you're doing and why you're doing it is important, and you can continue to stay on track for it. Not everyone is going to understand. Not everyone's going to see from your own perspective all the time. But that's why it's so important that you don't allow that to get in your own way. That's why it is so important that you can throw it out and not allow it to go in. There are going to be people that are just so bottled up and going through something that's going to stop them from being the best version of themselves, which is why it's so important that we take the time to think about what it is we want. And when we are able to love ourselves to such great lengths, it can only be positive for others around us. If you love yourself from within and you will expand it outwards, that's going to bring even more people to chase their dreams. It's going to be you're going to be a leader to so many other people. You're going to be a light. You're going to be a light in people's lives. And dude, one of my favorite songs right now, besides Sorry Not Sorry, song by The Internet. And, oh man, if anything, I'm going to put my playlists back into the description of this episode, just like I did last episode on Sunday. But there's a great point in it where, like, being able to just believe in yourself and believe that nothing can stop you. It's important, and there are going to be so many people in your life, throughout your life, that are going to try to stop you. And there's going to be points where it may get in your head. But what you can definitely count on is this episode, this podcast, this community, is filled with people who only want to see you grow as an individual and want to see you achieve every goal you have. You can always count on uplifting energy here. That's the point of this. A community of individuals who only want to see each other grow and only want to see love in each other's hearts, in each other's lives. We want to see each other grow and want to see you move forward so much farther than you could ever possibly comprehend. You are deeply motivated. Allow that in. Create the life you desire. I believe in all of you. And I think I got out that overwhelming energy of passion, you know. I love that. I love being able to just get something out that I know I need to get out. Whether or not, you know, it may make sense to a lot of people or not, but I know the right people who need it will hear it, and I know I need it. And I know that I am constantly reminding myself that I am pushing forward, and especially in moments where people are trying to bring me down. And that's why I push this. That's why I push this. Because there's going to be so many people that try to push us down and put us in a box. And I dislike people being put into a box, especially when there is so much potential in us. We have so much potential to reach levels that we couldn't even see until we start having that confidence within ourselves. When we start finding that confidence and start building upon it within ourselves, we no longer see ways that are blocked. We no longer have blocks in our paths. We only see complete potential. And when you start to realize how much you can truly achieve in your life, as I said already, the sky is the limit. I love you all, and I'm so happy that we have this community. I'm so grateful that I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing, but also at the same time, we all get to share each other's experience with one another. And it's so important. It's so very important. Comment on this week's episode, this Wednesday. Please talk about what you're enduring and tell me what you liked about this episode. Give me some feedback. Come on. Leave a rating. Follow the Tristcast. Show it to your friends. Show it to the people who you think are going down in the dumps right now and that they really need some uplifting words of encouragement. Come on. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, and a wonderful night. Peace.